What's up guys, I'm Alyssa, sophomore here at Hutch. Welcome to my crib. Alright, come on in guys. Here in the Arts AV house, we pride ourselves in being the best, so we show that we're the best. And these aren't just plaques on the wall, these are cash money prizes that you can win just from coming here to Hutch and learning everything you can learn in the Arts AV cluster. We've got so many right here, that's about $1,000, probably more. Mr. Johnson's gotten 800 just by himself, not counting all the students. Alright, so now we're gonna go into the first room in the Arts AV cluster and my personal favorite spot, the control room. Let's head in there. Alright, so in here we've got the latest, the greatest setup. And in case you guys didn't know, we've got our very own news show, Hawk Hit News, and this is where all the magic happens. Let's check it out. Yo, this is my boy Taylor Gatto, senior here at Hutch. Taylor, what are you and Shayla working on right now?
We're just working on our Hawk Hit News program. With this system that we have here, we can do anything you can imagine, live sport broadcast. This is the same system the Miami Heat use, so you know we're top of our game.
Sounds like we're pretty set up. So not only do we have this super cool switchboard that the Miami Heat also uses, we've got this dope audio board to make sure all of our anchors and everything sound really great. As if this wasn't cool enough, let's get into the main place. Let's hop on over to the studio. Alright guys, this is the main hangout, the main place where all the work gets done. Yo, we've got the coolest and the best lab set up in here, and it's all been put together by our super cool teacher, Mr. Johnson.
Yo, what's up, Alyssa? What's up, guys? Welcome to my crib. Yeah, this place is super souped up, including we got screens. 70-inch 4K screens here. MacBook Pros, not those cheap little white MacBooks. We got the MacBook Pro 13 inches there. We've got monitors in the back booths and the side booths. We got so sick of our paper bulletin board, we put monitors in our hallway. All total, 1,111 inches of just pure viewing pleasure right here in Arts AV. You can come check it out.
That's a lot.
Okay, good. This much. All the girls stomp your feet like this. Few times you've been around that track, so it's not just gonna happen.
Now we're in one of my most favorite places in the entire lab, the studio. In here we've got the best cameras in the state, the best lighting system, and 20 feet of green screen. Our Hawk Hit News is filmed right here, and it's the coolest place in the entire school. Alright, and if you guys really just need to sit down and grind on your work, we've got these super cool back booths with dual monitors. And here's my boy Jaden. Hey Jaden, what are you working on?
I'm just working on some logos so we can get out to the companies, make them look good.
Alright, well it seems like you're doing a pretty good job. I'll let you get back to work. Here at Hutch, we use the latest and the greatest software. All the things that your favorite movies, posters, commercials were made on, we use the same editing software because we're the best. All right guys, let's head over into our equipment room. We've got everything under the sun in here. We've got microphones, we've got DSLR cameras, we've got video cameras, Canon, Nikon, Sony, we've even got freaking GoPros, and we want you to get the best hands-on experience with the greatest equipment out there. That's why you can check this out just during the school day, overnight, over the weekend, and even use them for your own personal projects. So not only do we make super cool news shows, videos, photos, and graphics in here, but we produce our very own yearbooks. And these yearbooks, they're not just your grandma's yearbooks, they're super cool and made with the highest tech software and have awesome features like augmented reality where you can use your phone to interact with the book. And let me tell you guys, it's crazy. So not only all that cool stuff, but I can graduate from Hutch with up to 9 college credits, and if I want, I can get my Adobe Photoshop certification, Premiere certification, and New Tech to lead me into a great career in the Arts AV field. I love Arts AV, and I love Hutch, and I think you guys will too. But now I'm gonna need you to get out of here because I've got to work on this super cool video, and I hope I see you guys next year right here at Hutch.
begin the matchup championship game for the boys bracket between the Valdez Buccaneers and the Eielson Ravens. We are so excited to see how this game plays out. Eielson has been so intense, and the Valdez Buccaneers always put on a show. Home court advantage like they had last night, I guess we'll see, but we are super stoked for this game to take place, and we hope you all are too. I wouldn't want to miss it if I was you. Let's get started.
All right, thank you, Alyssa, and thank you everyone for tuning in to this one, the Aurora Conference Basketball Championship, the boys edition here in Valdez, Alaska, South Alaska. For all of you watching from the 48, you saw a little package there in that intro thing. It's about an 8.5-hour bus ride for the Eielson Ravens to get down here through all kinds of snow and storm. My name is Ben Johnson. I'm in charge of the stream team.
This is Dwight Morrison, and I'm the play-by-play guy this weekend.
So the team's getting ready here. Looks like we're going to have, no, not another national anthem. We did the national anthem for the girls' game, so we're going to be jumping right to the starting lineup, which I'm hoping my counterpart got because I was down running kids around on all these cameras. So yeah. We'll turn it over to Dwight, who will take care of your starting lineups as you see them on the screen.
Yep, they're going to be introducing everybody here, and with Sherry back on the microphone instead of me, she will actually not miss anybody like I did in the last game for the girls when I missed Hunter Taylor.
It's a nice thing here to get all these players announced, though. You know, this sixth man is also backed up by the 7th and 8th and 9th and 10th, so it's nice that all these boys get recognition here as a valuable part of their championship contention here.
That's exactly right. And so we will be going through the starters. I do have the starters, but we will introduce them to you as they get introduced on the floor. Introducing the non-starters for the Hawks.
Ravens.
So many Hawks here.
Too many birds in this whole conference.
So we got junior Kristen Tucker, number 2. Senior number 5, Luis Castro. Junior number 12, Jariah Roberts. Junior number 15, Patrick McIntosh. Sophomore number 21, Chris Scott. We'll see plenty of him off the bench today. And we've got freshman number 23, Brandon Poleski, and senior number 34, Vince Castro. And we're going to go into the starters for the Ravens now. Christian Bolton, Jr. This is senior Matthew Scarborough, number 3. I like the Ravens uniforms. I like this kind of pewter or charcoal gray here.
Yeah, a little charcoal gray is a good look.
Got number 4 is DeAndre Ford. He is a senior. Senior is number 10, Jaden Manabusen. And senior is number 32, Brock Renson. Joe Ross is the coach for the Ravens. Assistant coach, Josh Hancock. Managers, Elise White and Carla Villanueva. Now for the Valdez Buccaneers. Be introducing non-starters, junior number 1, Owen Chadwick. Junior number 5, Jonah Turner. Junior number 14, Rafael Alfaro. Junior number 20, Jimmy Chavez. Junior number 21, James Latendre. Sophomore number 22, Hayden Howard. And junior number 42, Douglas Cummins. Now for the starters. Senior number 2, Kyler Labonte. No, they're gonna, that's right, Sherry does the underclassmen first. Junior number 25, Jalen Freeman. There's Kyler Labonte. Senior number 24, Bennett Hinkle. A couple of spectacular dunks in yesterday's game.
Yeah, we got some fantastic pictures and video of him.
I would like to see those pictures. You guys take great pictures, by the way. We've got senior Ike Watson. And then senior number 35, Logan Heckathorn.
So as we're sharing the shout-outs here, you saw just at the end there a great stunt from the Valdez cheerleaders. The cheer competition will take place tomorrow. Unfortunately, they moved that to the junior high gym, so we won't be able to stream that. And speaking of streaming, we do want to give a shout-out to the entire stream team staff that's working. This is a bunch of high schoolers that gave up the last couple days and the first couple days of their spring break. So, we got 4 cameras, instant replay, stats, scores, all kinds of stuff, also that you can watch this championship game. So we certainly appreciate you tuning in. We appreciate everyone that's helping put this broadcast together. We know it's going to be a great one as they get set for the tip here, and the Valdez gym starts making some noise.
Eielson Ravens will be wearing what will look like black uniforms on your screen there. The Buccaneers will be in the white uniforms. The charcoal gray, actually, with the silver numbers and red trim for the Ravens. Buccaneers are in their white uniforms, Columbia blue numbers and trim. We call it also Glacier Blue, but it's named after the Columbia Glacier just south in the sound.
I see. Well, 3 teams in the region all went with Columbia blue.
3-point shot, skies by
that's from
Kristen Bolton.
That's Golden State territory. He wasn't near the line. They're going to have to step out if you're Valdez defenders if he gets hot from there.
And he certainly has that capability. We've seen Bolton perform very well this season. If you're expecting a walk here for the number 1 seed over the number 4 seed, you might don't. I would suggest against that.
I've been watching the Eielson Ravens now just by chance, been kind of seeing some of their games the last 2 weeks here. This is a team that is rising. You're talking about teams peaking. This is a trap game, a dangerous game for all you Buck fans out there as these guys are getting it going.
And I said 4 seed, they're actually the number 3 seed. So that changes that entire narrative completely.
Yes.
Never mind.
Never mind, no underdogs here.
Labonte over to Freeman. I can guarantee you the Ravens will keep somebody plastered to Logan Heckathorn. And he gets it out to Hinkle for 3. Bennett Hinkle from one of his favorite spots.
That's a good answer from the Bucks because you get an early 3 for Eielson, quiets everybody in the crowd down right away, and that 3 brought back some life here.
I say that that's Hinkle's favorite spot, but pretty much anywhere on the floor is his favorite spot. He's got 1 to beat. He's going to go around him and up and in.
Probably a smart pull-off there by Bolton. He wasn't going to be able to do much. I don't even know if he's going to be able to foul him hard enough to keep him from scoring. So good savvy pay by Bolton there, even though he gives up 2.
Yep, good call. Manibuson high off the glass. Nope. Here comes Heckathorn. Ravens quickly back on defense. And he stood off the line, and asking for a push there, but actually the time he stepped off the line, the defender may have backed off of him.
Man, Busen, he's quick. I'm a track coach up in Fairbanks, and we have to compete against Eielson. I hope he's just a basketball player, not also a track star.
Buccaneers with a 2-point lead here, 5-3. Bolton fires it over to Ford. And he'll take the step. Good move there. Nice patience, DeAndre Bolton.
Some size in the crowd there. Ford. Some size thinking that he traveled there, but he actually got held up, so he regained his pivot after that. So a good call by the officials, who have been quite good this whole tournament.
They have. Logan Heckathorn for 3.
Ooh, that's the home roll there as the ironed kind. It goes around off the glass and back around and in on that one.
Yeah, it's good to see old Logan out there. He lives right around the corner from me, so for many, many years, him and his basketball, hoop that they wheels out into the street. I've driven around him many times from when he was about as high as my hip up to now he's above my head.
And it's not quite the same as when I'm from Arizona, so when the kids were out shooting, they were shooting in sunny weather and on pavement. These guys are out shooting in snow and rain in Valdez, right?
Dedicated. Say that pretty much for any Alaska athlete. But he is definitely committed to his shot. We have a whistle prior to the shot, and that's a traveling violation.
Yeah, funny setting his feet there, took one too many. In the NBA, you would have gotten away with that, no problem.
Oh, sure. He could have
walked up to the concession stand and back, couldn't he?
Could have done the hustle like our cheerleaders do at halftime. There's a drive. Hinkle, so fast, and he can hop. He can jump.
Eielson, you don't want Hinkle to get going there. and he's got it going here a little bit. You're going to put the clamps on him.
He's got 6 early. There's a steal from Watson, and now Freeman. Tyler Labonte on the drive. Doesn't go, and there's Ford for the rebound for Eielson. This is Eielson wants to prevent a runaway. The Buccaneers can get on those streaks, and there's in and out.
And the unkind iron on that one.
And there's a strip there by Heckathorn. Buccaneers in and out. Looking for a hot pass, but fortunately Freeman up there able to go up and get it. And there is Logan Heckathorn. Nice soft shot. And we do have our first timeout of the game. 30-second timeout. Eielson.
Yeah, Joe Ross didn't want any more distance to kind of go on this run when they're getting Valdez getting the rolls. Their spacing has looked pretty good. Their passing looks pretty sharp. And he wants to talk things over a little bit here. Get his Eielson guys a real good possession here. If you're Eielson, you can score in buckets. I mean, these guys can scoot up and down, and they're incredibly athletic. So if you can just keep Valdez in check, as it is with oftentimes anytime you're kind of the underdog seed, you just got to keep them nearby, and have a little explosion of your own. And so that was a keep them near, guys, kind of timeout here and drop. We'll see what they can drop and execute here.
One of the things I would like to see Eielson try to do is try to feed it to Brock Renson down in the paint. He's not really been much of a factor. They haven't tried to get down there, I don't think. Yes, you've got Ike Watson and Logan Heckathorn all over you, but he's had a good tournament. Interesting to see what they can do if they can get it to Renson. Watson fights for that rebound. Bounce pass underneath. There's Heckathorn. Off the glass again. Nice adjustment for Logan Heckathorn. He's got 7.
And that timeout worked opposite of what you wanted. You had a turnover and a fast break for Valdez. And dangerous. Get himself into trap position here.
Got Scarborough open. They got Renson just there, but the Scarborough will take the step back jump shot.
And nice little fadeaway jumper there.
Scarborough has averaged 17 points in this tournament. 18 the first day, 15 the second day. I know it's 16 and a half, but I rounded up. There's a pass intended for Heckathorn, out of bounds. Oh, they're going to say it was tipped. Oh, I don't know. Well, right there.
Yeah, they kind of conferred on that. I think I saw the tip as well.
All right.
Oh, that's got to be flagrant, I would think.
No, they're not going to call that.
No. I see. That's 32. Renson said he was just leaning back into him, and he just let him go. Maybe with a little bit of influence. The fall looked bigger than it was, I think, because they were pushing into each other that way.
Yep, I think that's exactly right. And I think it's the proper call there to not give the intentional. There's Heckathorn once again, can't get it to drop. Ike Watson's there for the putback.
One thing you can't afford if you're Eielson Ravens is to give the Valdez Bucks second chances. You have got to clean up boards all night.
Bolton on the drive. Can't get that to go. Renson on the rebound and putback, and there he is, Brock Renson, scoring down low. See if he can get something going for the Ravens. Jalen Freeman for 3. In and out. Nice hustling rebound for Kylo Labonte. He can't get that to go. Another putback. Ben, you just talked about it. The second chances. They got a third chance there and made them pay.
Yeah, you're not gonna get away with that. The twice that the ball just rolls out of the rim, so they're finally getting the roll to go their way, but they're not cleaning up the boards.
Get it down to Renson. Renson shot from the baseline. Rims out. Manabuson's there to chase it down. Scarborough on the drive. Gets it to go. He does that quite a bit.
He's got real good body control in the air to Scarborough. All you college coaches watching, he's got some height, got good body control. That starts to dial up. Give him some scholarship money, would you?
Kind of reminds me of Bree Evans' moves. Just determined to get something to go from that baseline drive. My voice is cracking.
You've been broadcasting. You've been doing, I don't know, this is game 14 for you broadcasting in a row. My voice would be shot.
Well, it's either that or puberty. Could be. Never know. Could happen again. Hope not. Gosh.
As long as the metabolism comes with it, that'd be good.
That would be good. My gut says otherwise, so I'm going to say it's my voice. Now here is Hinkle, Heckathorn from 15.
You know, looking up 30 seconds about here, and only a 7-point ball game. Eielson's seen some of the best of what the Bucks had. They've gotten some rolls, some offensive rebounds, and you're still within 7. So it's like we said, this one's going to be close. This is going to be a little fight here.
This could be a game of streaks. Like you said, the Ravens have kind of weathered the storm here a bit in the first quarter, and only down by 7. They can chip away here. A nice little shot here would help, but there's Ford on the rebound. And players getting a little chippy. That's going to be a foul on Hinkle. His first, team's first, and only as physical and as tough as this game has been, it has been clean. Only one foul called on either side, and I think properly so.
Yeah, what's been nice, especially the officials, is the consistency. And going to get a shot at a buzzer beater here. Scarborough's not going to get that one up, as he kind of trips on his own feet going up with it, and you're going to have yourself a 7-point ball game here at the half. You know, if you're the Eielson Ravens, you're not too bummed out about that. You come into a packed Valdez gym, as it always is. You've got a whole bunch of nerves going on, and you're taking on the big #1 seed with all kinds of weapons, and you got yourself within 7. So we're going to give you guys a chance while we put these stats together to check out some of the picture highlights from that first quarter. So enjoy that, and we'll be back with your first quarter stats.
Trying to get the guy a scholarship for his great body control, and then you say he trips over his own feet. What are you doing?
Yeah, you know, I mess with him.
Yeah, this will be game 14.
Yeah, so
Still not
game number 14 of the weekend, as you were saying here. It's been long days in this gym, and the seats are only so comfortable.
No, they're not.
But this kind of excitement, these championship, it's funny because you feel, oh man, can I do another? But all of a sudden you get that energy of a championship ball game, and you find a way.
Well, any of these elimination games, we broadcasted 23 games for the Elks tournament. And this one's just going to be all excitement from here on out. There is Ike Watson, 4-2, to get things started for the Buccaneers in the second quarter.
And then another, again, second chance points for the Bucs. Unfortunately, we don't have enough people on our stat crew to keep second chance points, but it would be interesting to keep here.
Scarborough hasn't stripped yet. I thought there may be a bit of the wrist in there. And that's going to be the second on Bennett Hinkle, so the Bucs are going to have to turn to the bench for the first time here in this game, I believe. Or maybe not.
We're going to leave him in here. We saw Hutchison do this earlier with one of their key players, and he picked up a third right away, so Hinkle will have to play smart here.
Brock Renson fights for the rebound, was taken away by Hinkle. And that's
no.
That was good defense by Christian Bolton there. I thought that was good defense.
That's a tough call. You know, really good play by Bolton no matter what. He's back there on a 3-on-1. So to prevent an easy layup, if nothing else, he might get rewarded here for even if he misses one out of these two. Bolton did a decent job.
And 2 for Heckathorn. There's a rebound for Kylo Labonte. Gets it out to Freeman for 3. This one's just off. Tipped rebound. Scarborough's got it for the Ravens.
I'd like to see Scarborough push in a little bit and do some more boxing out. He's kind of just hanging out there on the outside, hoping his height will help him. But you get against a team like Valdez, you're going to have to get in there with your body a little bit more. Might be able to clean up some of these rebounds.
That was a nice job by Ike Watson here as he saw that Brock Renson was coming to set a screen on Labonte. He came up to help immediately. That was a very good job by him.
Usually when you see these teams that make it to the championship, part of what you start seeing on them versus the others is that good vision, anticipation, and that's a prime example of it right there.
Here comes Freeman at midcourt, guarded by Bolton. formation offense. There's a drive by Freeman, takes it off the glass, doesn't get it the roll forward with the rebound for the Ravens. You can see now Hinkle with the hands up every time he gets near somebody. Didn't want to pick up that third by waving the arms around.
A lot of trust from Coach Wagner there.
Scarborough runs into Watson there, so Bolton for three, just long. And I like the no call there. A lot of people might have wanted the over the back on Ford, but you know, the over the back is probably one of the most overused terms. So yeah, it still has to be contact for there to be a foul, because you're not going to penalize somebody just for being tall.
So now we see Hinkle actually come out. Wagner says, trusted you enough, now let's save you. And Bolton, as he started the game with a three, gets his second one now, this time from the corner. A slick little out of bounds play frees him up.
Labonte wants to answer it, and he does. Tyler Labonte with a three of his own.
Boy, that was not a replay of the first two possessions of the first quarter. They went 3 for 3 again.
That was live.
Trading shots.
Drive, Bolton, nice soft touch. No luck there on the rim.
Oh, good save.
For going about. Good hustle. And that was Chris Scott. Mentioned it when we said we're announcing the non-starters, that we'd be seeing plenty of him in this game, and he is in for the Ravens. He checked in for Manibuson. Chris Scott had 17 points in the first game. And that was a steal after steal after steal. Freeman's got it, and there's the third steal, because I said one too many the first time. Scarborough puts a nice hesitation. Matthew Scarborough.
Great body control in there, all you college coaches. Never mind the trip at the end of the half. At the end of the quarter. He floats well.
Owen Chadwick has checked in for Hinkle for the Buccaneers. He's going to drive the baseline, gets it to Heckathorn. Labonte on the drive, maybe wanted to try to draw a foul. That's going to be Ravens.
Yeah, I agree with you, and so does Coach Ross down here. He's just off the bottom of your screen. Coach Ross is not excited about that call.
Chadwick for three. And rebound Scarborough. He's got some hops as well. Just an 8-point game.
I think if I'm Eielson, I want to make a big push here while Hinkle's out.
3-point shot for Bolton. It didn't really look like any of the Ravens were tracking that rebound. Chadwick, another attempt, doesn't go, and he chases down. Nice hustle by Owen Chadwick, and he gets a cheer from the crowd.
Chadwick's having him a good run here in the stead while he's in for the foul.
Owen Chadwick, well, we'll get back to that in a moment. Here comes Bolton. And the Ravens. The Scarborough wants the long three. That's punched out by Freeman. That's going to belong to the Ravens. I was going to say that Chadwick benefited from a lot of starting playing time, some quality playing time when Jalen Freeman was injured. And I believe that was at the ACS tournament earlier this year that he was injured. And so Chadwick got the start and did a fine job. So a lot of, it's always good to round out your bench players like that. Not with an injury. But,
no, but yeah, six mans are valuable for a reason. You might notice there's no scoreboard up on your screen. One of the disadvantages of coming up and commentating is I can't fix tech issues down there.
I'll get you freed up here in a moment. There's Tyler Labonte. You'll get the and one.
And you see Bolton down there pleading his case. He said it was all ball, but when has anyone not said that on the defensive end of things? So just to get that, we'll make sure we'll kind of read off them scores for you. It is 26-16 now, 10-point lead. We've got 3:25 here left in the quarter, and we'll get a camera pointed up there for you while the scoreboard computer is down. It's hard for humans to get through 2 straight days of streaming. It's also hard for old computers to do so.
And especially so for old humans. So, there's only one of us here. Hinkle comes back into the game. Labonte does convert the 3-point play. So he's got 6. The Buccaneers lead now by 11, 27-16. I can also, oh, look, scores back up there, it looks like.
Yeah, there you go.
And there's a steal. Hinkle will take it and fouled. That is Chris Scott preventing the easy basket.
Back-to-back possessions here that the Bucks are going to be heading to the line. An important little 3-minute push here at the end of this one. You said earlier that it's going to be a game of streaks, and Valdez allowed to have one here if you're Eielson, but you're going to want to have at least a mini one of your own here to take some confidence into halftime.
Brock Renson's going to get his first rest here, as checking in will be junior Christian Tucker.
Well, nice to see not much foul trouble in here. Only 4 fouls for Eielson, 2 for Valdez.
And again, I think that is correctly called. 2 for 2 for Bennett Hinkle.
And we're going to get Valdez timeout. Coach Wagner maybe agrees with me. This last 3 minutes is going to be kind of critical in the long run of this game. So while they're doing that, you see a text message on your screen there, cheering loud from Nevada for number 25 and the Bucks. Play hard, boys. You also see the phone number down there at the bottom of that little text thing. You can text your own cheer in here. We did that originally because we didn't have such good commentators as we did with Dwight. I used to have students up here and they never knew what to say during all the dead time. So I said, how can I get you what to say? And so we started a little text-in program and it became so popular. So if you want to get in on the action and get your cheer heard, not just yelling at your own TV, we'll yell it out for you via the graphics and our graphics team down in the booth.
We have a Jalen Freeman fan out there in Nevada, and you got a fine crew, Ben. You got a lot to be proud of. I might save that commentary a bit for tomorrow about the great job your crew has done here, but expect that to come. And now there's Christian Tucker on the on the scoreboard for the Ravens.
Good possession there out of that timeout for the Ravens. Ran it quick, ran it clean.
And that's going to be 5. Yeah, that's good defense. Nice job. And that's one of those coverage sacks, as you might hear in football, where Bolton did his job, but the entire team did as well, giving Freeman no option to get the ball out.
And up 11, I think if I'm Valdez, I'm thinking gas pedal. Just lay on it. You don't want to get into any kind of delays or hesitations or try to be too perfect with it. Just do what you've done. You've gotten up, well, now it's only 9.
Matthew Scarborough is one of his twisty-turny moves that he does.
Hard screen up there on top on Bolton.
Hinkle looking down low, back up to Lamonti. Drives it in, nothing but gray shirts down there. He's fortunate to get the whistle. Foul is called on Matthew Scarborough. That's just his first, the team's 5th.
So at the line to shoot 2 here. The senior for Valdez shot a lot of free throws in this gym, I'm sure. Unless he was a transfer, I guess I don't know. But
the Labonte family's been here for quite a while.
So he's used to this gym and gives a good chance for free throws. And number 42 checks in. That's Doug Cummings. You'll know when he's in because the stadium loves him, the team loves him, and he gets a lot of big cheers. The big guy at 6'8" is Cummings.
Yep, I work with his parents there, and I think that's a pretty wise move there for Coach Wagner. 2 minutes remaining. He wants to pull Bennett out to preserve any more fouls for the second half. And he can get Douglas some experience out here in this championship game against a quality team, and can get some work done. He pulls down a rebound right away, but there is Tucker with the steal. Demetiev, and there is Ford. Nice little floater from the baseline, DeAndre Ford.
You got a 6'8" guy coming out at you. You got to float it real high, and Ford does just that, and then nothing but net.
90 seconds to go in the half. Chadwick, he's got to dribble the ball. There he goes. We don't get another 5-second violation. Treatment inside Labonte. Good look, nice pass.
That's just good movement away from the ball for Labonte. Smart move, makes a good cut, finds himself wide open.
For a 3, nope. Chadwick with the long rebound. Nothing but gray shirts there, got to be careful. And foul is going to be called.
You can't fault the hustle of Eielson there.
absolutely not. And that's he does that quite a bit. And I'm not talking about fouling. I'm talking about his hustle play. Some of my favorite players, the ones that hustle, that never give up, and are always trying. That pass was right at the feet of Heckathorn, and that errant pass goes wide of Scarborough.
Just a touch long to the outstretched arms. Could have been a big play for Eielson there. Just missed by those fingertips.
Chadwick working on Ford. Interesting matchup there.
30 seconds here. You could see Valdez hold at this point for that last shot.
Not hearing that call, so unless they're doing that on their own. Freeman is a very smart point guard, very court aware, situational awareness too. So yes, they are playing.
They are. Well,
yep. There's Freeman. Doesn't go. And I see Freeman on the floor. I took my eyes off the play there.
Yeah, I get a call.
Okay.
So didn't quite see. I think they got the Valdez player there for pushing in the back.
Okay, that makes more sense from what I saw there.
Boy, he goes coast to coast to Scarborough, but unable to scoop it up with his right hand, and that's how it's going to end, as the right hand buzzer beater sails just long there. And that's going to be how that first half ends. 11-point lead. Kind of these little couple mini runs from Valdez there is what's got them this bit of an advantage that they've got. But still, if you're Eielson, you're not totally feeling awful that you've endured a lot of action from these Buccaneers. You've seen some of their best plays. You've seen some of their rolls go in. So you have to feel like you're still within striking distance. But again, another mini run would be one too many. I think that they're going to come out really hard this second half and try to cut right into this lead. So we're going to do, I think, some halftime stats here if you've got them totaled up, and then we're going to send it down to our sideline reporter and end with photo highlights. So first, the stats.
All right, Matthew Scarborough is leading the scoring for the Ravens. He's got 6 points for Christian Bolton, 4 for DeAndre Ford, 2 each for Christian Tucker and Brock Renson. For the Buccaneers, 10 points each for Kylo Labonte and Bennett Hinkle, 8 points for Logan Heckathorn, and then 4 from Ike Watson.
All right, so that's your halftime stats. Now we're going to head down. Alyssa's been down near the bench, and she's going to fill you in on what she's been hearing down there and send it over to some photo highlights as well. So Alyssa, take it away. They're getting communication to her. Alyssa, there she goes.
Oh, she needs to get out there and do the hustle.
Guys, we are now at halftime here in the boys championship game with the Valdez Buccaneers up 33-22 against the Eielson Ravens. It has been a very intense game, and the Eielson Ravens really have not let Valdez walk all over them all too much. It's been a pretty consistent game both ways. I think Eielson is fighting very hard considering how strong of a team Valdez is. I just think it comes down to communication and speed of play. Valdez is going very fast, very hard. They are running a tight man game, and I don't think Eielson knows exactly what to do with it. Hopefully their coach is going to talk to them, get them in their groove. I know they've got a lot of sharp shooters, and hopefully they'll come out in this second half. Let's go into our photo slideshow.
What's up, guys? I'm Alyssa, sophomore here at Hutch. Welcome to my crib. Alright, come on in, guys. Here in the Arts AV house, we pride ourselves in being the best, so we show that we're the best. And these aren't just plaques on the wall. These are cash money prizes that you can win just from coming here to Hutch and learning everything using the ACBT tester. We've got so many right here. That's about $1,000, probably more. Mr. Johnson's gotten 800 just by himself, not counting all the students. All right, so now we're gonna go into the first room in the ACBT tester, and my personal favorite spot, the control room. Let's head in there. Alright, so in here we've got the latest, the greatest setup. And in case you guys didn't know, we've got our very own news show, Hot Hit News, and this is where all the magic happens. Let's check it out. So this is my boy Taylor Gatto, senior here at Hutch. Taylor, what are you and Shayla working on right now?
We're just working on our Hot Hit News program. With this system that we have here, we can do anything you can imagine, live sport broadcast. This is the same system the Miami Heat use, so we know we're on top of our game.
Sounds like we're pretty set up. So not only do we have this super cool switchboard that the Miami Heat also uses, we've got this dope audio board to make sure all of our anchors and everything sound really great. As if this wasn't cool enough, let's get in the main place. Let's hop on over to the studio. Alright guys, this is the main hangout, the main place where all the work gets done. Yo, we've got the coolest and the best lab set up in here, and it's all been put together by our super cool teacher, Mr. Johnson.
What's up, Alyssa? What's up, guys? Welcome to my crib. Yeah, this place is up, including we got screens. 70-inch 4K screens here, MacBook Pros, not just super light ones, but couple MacBook Pros for some workers there. We've got monitors on the back booth and the side booth. We've got so super hot paper bulletin board. We put monitors in our hallway. Our full 1,111 inches of just pure
That's a lot. Now we're in one of my most favorite places in the entire lab, the studio. In here we've got the best cameras in the state, the best lighting system, and 20 feet of green screen. Our Hot Hit News is filmed right here, and it's the coolest place in the entire school. All right, and if you guys really just need to sit down and grind on your work, we've got these super cool back booths with dual monitors. And here's my boy Jaden. Hey Jaden, what are you working on?
I'm just working on some Legos so we can get out and
All right, well, it seems like we're doing a pretty good job. I'll let you get back to work. Here at Hutch, we use the latest and the greatest software. All the things that your favorite movies, posters, commercials were made on, we use this same editing software because we're the best. All right, guys, let's head over into our equipment room. We've got everything under the sun in here. We've got microphones, we've got DSLR cameras, we've got video cameras, Canon, Nikon, Sony, we've even got freaking GoPros, and we want you to get the best hands-on experience with the greatest equipment out there. That's why you can check this out just during the school day, overnight, over the weekend, and even use them for your own personal projects. So not only do we make super cool news shows, videos, photos, and graphics in here, but we produce our very own yearbooks. And these yearbooks, they're not just your grandma's yearbooks, they're super cool and made with the highest tech software and have awesome features like augmented reality where you can use your phone to interact with the book. And let me tell you guys, it's crazy. So not only all that cool stuff, but I can graduate from Hutch with up to 9 college credits, and if I want, I can get my Adobe Photoshop certification, Premiere certification, and New Tech to lead me into a great career in the Arts AV field. I love Arts AV, and I love Hutch, and I think you guys will too. But now I'm gonna need you to get out of here because I've got to work on this super cool video, and I hope I see you guys next year right here at Hutch.
Welcome to Stream Team. The team is made up of students in the Arts AV course at Hutch School. It's people who learn and create students dedicate their time after school and on the weekends to produce live events featuring their live students. These events are streamed over the web to audiences across the state, the nation, and the world from New Zealand. Of note, we are particularly proud of our graduation stream, which was viewed by the 12 family members in our area. Our team uses high-end production equipment, including multiple cameras, mass communication headsets, live video switchboards, and even an instant replay generator to produce thoughtful and engaging content for our viewers. show, yet all made it in sync to produce the best possible viewing experience. Our team started in March of 2010, and to date we have produced over 23 of our live streams. We started with Maple Street and our own home screen, but since we utilized our equipment, we are now streaming various events all over Alaska. It is always a fun and exciting experience to produce these streams, but the real reward is being able to bring live coverage of special events to parents and families who are unable to make the long trip around our great state.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back here, getting ready for the second half. Before we take you back to the court, we're going to take you a little bit behind the curtain here of what the Hutchinson High School stream team's been doing. You can see the two big monitors there with all those things. It looks like ESPN's booth because, well, it's not that dissimilar to ESPN's booth. In fact, that system you're looking at is the exact same system that the Miami Heat use for their in-game broadcast. So you got your technical director there, Sophia Squire. She's choosing between all those cameras. Estelle Halbrooks, that's our club president. When the scoreboard went down, she was the only one that knew how to fix it, and she did. Carolina Carrington, well, she doesn't do anything at all. No, I'm just kidding. She's the one taking all those photographs and doing all the work, putting those together. That's a pretty tough gig. Take all those photographs, get them on a computer, get them loaded. Some of you can't even get your photographs off your phone. She gets them into a slideshow in about 10 minutes time. So we appreciate all the work of the back room and the stream team. But you're not here to hear about them. You're here to watch these boys play basketball, and you've been treated in the first half, and I bet there's going to be more great action here in the second.
We did have some texts for cheers that came in over the halftime break there. We'll get to those in a moment. Right now, the second half is underway. It's in the 11-point Buccaneer lead, but that is a slim margin in this kind of competition. And right off the bat, the Ravens score with Brock Renson.
You know, the set plays for Eielson have been really good. I've said it a couple times out of timeouts and stuff, that they've gotten what they needed to get done. So look for that in the future. If you got a good coach that can draw some things up.
Had it in the corner for Hinkle. Tries to get it back to Freeman. That's a turnover, and so the Ravens have a chance to get a little run started.
They were trying to do a little bit too much with that one. Was Hinkle stuck to his hand there and ended up closer to the band than to his teammate.
Bolton working on Freeman. There's a drive by Scarborough, blocked by Watson.
Big pin on the glass right there. Bigs going against each other.
And it's a turnover right back to the Ravens, though, off the foot of Freeman, out of bounds.
Yeah, we were talking about some of the other teams we've seen and how a block like that, the player would end up pouting. But now you see Scarborough, he doesn't pout. He just gets back into defense, gets himself a turnover, gets the ball right back.
You rarely see the big swings of emotion from Scarborough. Very calm player, even-keeled. Long three-point shot from Bolton.
That'd have been a big make for Eielson, get 5 quick ones.
Bolton did have a nice shout-out from the Bradley family in Florida. So thank you guys for your positive shout-out for Christian Bolton. Oh, boy, should have been a foul called as one Buccaneer fouled the other one. And there is Ike Watson, who has switched jerseys. He's now wearing number 34, but that is Ike. And he gets a chance for the three-point play.
What a strange little series there. I think maybe even was the old tight end decoy play on football, right? You have a guys fall down and everybody looks at him, and then you slip something on the backside.
I'm not sure I would give them credit for that.
But you don't think it was planned?
No, I kind of don't. Bolton has it blocked out of bounds. It'll stay with the Ravens.
You know, he's actually lucky that the official that was near him was that one. The official on the far corner had called that kind of flexing earlier, a couple games ago. Guy stood over a block, and he got called right away.
Dementiev on the shot. Scarborough with the hustle.
Going to give 2 players fouls here, I think. Or is he just going to separate them? No, he's going to give them both fouls. It was 32 for Eielson and 34 for Valdez.
Yep, that's Watson and Renson.
Yeah, Watson and Renson were getting tied up, and the official said, that's enough of that, boys, so you're going to give them both fouls there.
You know, you like to see a referee step in to stop it from getting worse than what it is. Regardless of, you know, Coach Ross and Wegner are both looking at each other like, what the heck happened? But
my question, and I think this is the question you see the officials getting together, is where's the possession there? Because the whistle happened when the ball was thrown up in the air. It was going out of bounds. The player had thrown it up in the air, so kind of confusing on whose possession it was, but they're going to give it over to Valdez.
Yeah, I think
last
was that
touch?
a jump ball? I think I don't think this was a jump ball because I believe the Buccaneers started the second half with the possession. I could be wrong there. There's a steal. Bolton.
Bolton got grabbed, didn't he? Yeah.
And he's going to be fouled there by Freeman. And Bolton kind of came down on his side on the ball. But he kept his wind. And
Bolton, a nice steal there.
Pass is in, kicked out of bounds by Heckathorn.
Let's see if on that same out of bounds play, if they run Bolton again. Bolton was open there. Screen for him. Two here on your right of your screen will screen for him, and then he'll head to the corner. Now they ran a different play this time.
There's a nice inlet pass to Dementiev, who scores. And now the Ravens starting their little run here.
Yeah, I said it earlier too, a set play, right? That's a sign of some good coaching there. Nice set play leads to easy points.
Another shout out for the Eielson Ravens, the Manarique family from J-Bear, cheering on their Eielson Ravens. Here is another steal.
Bolton having a great start to his quarter.
Scarborough steps back for the three. Rebounded by Hakel. And I think they're going to call the foul on...
I'll tell you...
Ford. Go ahead.
I'll tell you, that's 2 3-pointers that have been nearly in, that if those go in, you know, the momentum that's already here in Eielson's favor, but that shot by Scarborough was not far off. Either was the one earlier in the quarter. If they get an inch here or there, this thing's going to tighten up fast.
You see the official explaining whatever that was to Coach Ross, and you can see, not a big lip reader, but you can see him say, okay, thank you. Coaches always appreciate when you get an explanation. Of course, I wouldn't be in Alaska without the Air Force, and Eielson was where I was stationed for a few years. So I do always have a soft spot for the Ravens.
For the Ravens, huh?
Yep. Oh, yeah. Charge. It's going to be on Bolton.
Yeah, no bowling alley in Valdez, Alaska, so
don't remind us of that.
Bolton
on the
subject, Ben. I think that's a spare. Unfortunately, it's also a personal foul as Bolton with the charge. Not 2 charges on that one, though, even though he knocked down 2 players.
On your replay, if you got any sound bites, that'd be a good one to play there. And there's a block.
Oh,
and again, it's the I know it's the all ball thing, but it's the arm slot that's going to do it. Well, it's not what he called. He called a push. So maybe something on the, I don't know. I don't know.
Was, yeah, okay. A little bit of squirrely action right here, mid-third quarter.
It's a championship game, and these both of these teams have worked hard all season. They want this. You admire the heart, you admire the fire. You just want it spent on the game. There's Scarborough. Again, there's that rebound where you go up and get it. And Eielson, nice pass, had the shot there. He's going to pass off to Bolton from the wing. Nope. Scarborough for the rebound. Fadeaway, no. Ford gets another offensive rebound. Blocked by Hakel, put back by Scarborough.
Worked out for them. Ford, yeah. So this is kind of an unfortunate line here that's going to have happen because Ford feels like he gets hit. There was a lot of contact and some on the wrist on Ford. But, you know, Coach, you got away with it because you got the offensive rebound and got a score. But Coach Ross was not happy with that initial contact, so he's going to get a technical. And not what you wanted to do. You know, you never know what they said. We once had an official offer for us to put a wireless mic on him, and I said, I don't think so.
No, not live. We might do a highlight show afterwards.
Yeah, so technical foul, and now...
That's unfortunate. You know, I don't think that he was... Well, you don't know what was said.
Yeah.
But Coach Ross is not the type to let the tongue slip, if you know what I mean. So, it's a drive by Freeman. And a lot of contact down there, but there's the basket. Tucker, I think Hakel set up to take the charge.
Wagner going to want to be careful here. He's had some words as well. And they might trade tees.
This is a high-strung game for certain. Mr. Bolton will be called for his 4th. That is a painful foul for the Ravens here.
Yeah.
Oh no, that he's on the board. They've only got him for 3. I thought he had. I've got 4. 1, 2. Oh gosh.
Well, all the Ravens fans are saying don't say nothing. All the Bucks fans are saying run down there and tell them.
Yeah,
We should also mention we are definitely not the official scorebooks.
That is true. Good point. Thank you
up
very
here.
much.
So I can't even I get too excited. I can't even do what you do, which is just make simple marks on a book. I get too into the game and I start missing stuff.
Okay, I'll tell you what I think happened there. I think it was not on Bolton. I think the foul was on number 10, Manabusen.
Okay,
I'll double check that at the quarter. Well, we'll just play on.
Well, the good news for if you're a Ravens fan is that Bolton's still in the game. Good news if you're a basketball fan. We want to see these players in here getting it done. You know, as much as I was saying, it's getting a little squirrely. Calls have tightened up just a little bit here.
I was going to say, you don't really want to see them tighten it up too much. You want this to remain consistent. And when the teams get chippy, the whistles can come quickly, and I understand that. And yeah, he stood on the baseline. Yeah. Sometimes that can exacerbate the problem too. Yeah.
So hopefully we can everyone can tighten up and get on the same page here the last 4 minutes, because you got yourself a good game. Eight pointers. Been Eielson's quarter mostly.
There's a drive by Hinkle.
Charge? No.
Oh, block. Wow. And going to get called for.
You can hear the division in the stadium.
Not everybody here is a Buccaneer fan.
I was mentioning earlier in the girls' game, I'll have to pause this story midway for the free throw, but I was mentioning earlier, being from Arizona, we didn't have big tournaments like this. You know, the tournament was you drove to the school and then you drove home, because all 8 teams lived in the same city, as Hinkle's is first up and in. But one of the things that's just really fun about Alaska, I mean, every single person that's at this tournament is more than 8 hours away from their home. So we're all been staying here, which means all the players, as Hinkle's second one is up and rolls off, but all the players from all the teams are here watching this one. So there is a wide audience here.
Yeah, I'm sure you're getting some looks as the camera pans across. The gym is packed. It's loose on the floor. Watson's got it. Freeman working on Manabusen. Inside Labonte. Yeah, he took too many steps. Too many steps. You're not in the NBA yet, Tyler. If that was in the NBA, he could have taken 4 or 5 more and would have been fine, but not yet.
Not yet.
Now, there's a jump ball there. Be a little bit quicker on the jump ball calls.
Yeah, Manabusen got himself, they passed it right into him in that trap. There wasn't a lot he could do with it, especially since he didn't catch it clean to begin with, so it made it really hard to pivot out of that trap. Good defensive possession, or good defensive play for the Bucks.
Freeman at midcourt, guarded tightly by Manabusen. Nice pass. Oh, he just slipped. Hinkle had it and just slipped. There's a wet spot underneath there. Shot for 3 from Freeman doesn't go. Watson's got it, knocked away. Bolton now has it for the Ravens. And boy, so there's a slick one. Love to see somebody get out there with a towel and wipe that spot down real quick. Scarborough can't get that to drop. Here comes
3-on-1.
Yeah, Bucks have numbers. And there's going to be a foul there on Tucker.
That's a good foul. Well, if you're going to foul, it's a good foul by Tucker, at least making sure that the shot doesn't have a chance to go up and in. And that's not an easy foul to make, because that's a strong body you're going against, so 2 does well to lean on him and at least make him earn it from the line. But now you're getting into a situation here, if you're Eielson, 2:30 in the quarter, and you're already at 9 fouls, so you're going to potentially see a lot of Valdez free throws coming here, and that is not a good scenario for the Ravens.
See if we do this without a lane violation. All right, in and out and back in again for Bennett Hinkle. 2 for 2 for Hinkle.
that's a lazy pass.
And nearly
Lucky to get
steal
away
there,
with it.
but Bolton on the drive. Manibusan open for three. Scarborough.
Scarborough tried to go right back up with it, but there was too much pressure there, so he lost the handle on it.
Speaking of losing the handle, Labonte. Yeah, passed it right into a sea of gray, and here comes Scott on the drive. Count it. He's going to come to the line for the three-point play.
Now remember that play if this thing gets tight. Eielson needed a big, dramatic kind of play to get the bench up and get everybody pumped up in here. And just remember that one as this thing continues.
And now Watson's got blood on his shorts, so now he's going to have to change his pants. He changed his shirt right here in the gym. Imagine it's not going to be the same for the shorts. I would hope. So Douglas Cummins will check into the game for Mike Watson. Let him get changed really quickly there. Again, at the line for the and one is the sophomore Chris Scott. Heckathorn on the rebound, and he's going to be fouled by Scott. He kind of out of position, came in from the backside there.
Yeah, it'd be interesting if Ross maybe, if nothing else, and you see, if we can get a camera on center court, you would see, but right now the Eielson Ravens at center court huddled up. I think got some of your probably senior leadership and such in there talking about how we can't foul anymore. Not that we can't dial back defensive pressure, but we have to be especially smart that we can't just be fouling.
The other unfortunate thing about the technical for Coach Ross is he has to stay seated and can't really coach the way that he wants to coach right now.
That's a strange rule for me. I'm not overly involved in ASA and the various things that they do here, but if a coach gets a technical, they have to sit down the remainder of the game. And Ross, as I thought he might, as I was kind of mentioning, maybe the boys did it at half court, but Ross wants to have a good conversation about this this current foul situation that they're in, because they got to stay aggressive defensively, but there's a difference between aggression and that kind of aggression where you end up getting a foul. So he's going to sit down and talk things over with them, and meanwhile we got a text coming in.
Yeah, from Dallas, Texas, go Bucks, Bennett Hinkle.
So a little more info on the stream that's kind of been fun. This time the Hutchison stream team, we're down here. We're actually teamed up with the Valdez stream team. They've got a crew of their own. Don't quite have as much stuff as we have. We've been doing it now 10 years. I think they're on about year 2 or 3. So we've been down helping out with the Valdez stream team. So we appreciate you all sending that in. One of the things that they haven't quite figured out yet, which I keep kind of pushing that they should, is a way to get some online donations and to get some money. You know, there's a lot of gear. There's probably $20,000 worth of equipment here, and we've just pieced that together over time for people donating money and, you know, people sending in checks. So if you appreciate watching from Dallas, I can tell you some of you are going to be tuning into the state championship later. They're going to charge you $15 a game just to watch. You get to watch this for free, so, you know, maybe don't worry about it. Just send Valdez a check and make them figure out what account to put it in.
I certainly appreciate those words, Ben. Turn over back to the Buccaneers here. You know, we had another text. Some poor soul is having to watch this game from Kona, Hawaii. I just, you know, we all have to tolerate our surroundings. So appreciate, oh yeah, we're going to have a foul on Dementiev here, and that's going to put Freeman at the line. Because the Bucks are in a double bonus for the rest of the game.
The irony of that is exactly opposite of what I'm guessing Ross told them, which was that's the kind of foul that you just can't take. You're not in position to jump. Appreciate the aggression, but free throws for the #1 seed in the region is not a recipe for success.
Buccaneers are they're a pretty good free throw shooting team. I'll say that. They are pretty good. They have certainly improved over past years. And 2 for 2 there for Jalen Freeman. I'd say, well, maybe a little bit better than pretty good. Of course, my standards are, you know, 90%.
Yeah.
Free throw shooting is one of my biggest pet peeves. Scarborough, nice patience up and under. Can't get it to go. Tip on the putback. Freeman comes away with it. He's got Chadwick cutting, but Scott was cutting too.
The charcoal gray of the jersey blent in with the bleachers over there. Didn't see him.
It's camouflage. Good call by Eielson. They are a military installation there. They've got the stuff figured out. Shot for Manibusan. Heckathorn fires the ball up to Labonte. And Hako will lay it up and in.
One of the few guys in the tournament that can dunk doesn't throw that one down.
I think
Assured points is what he wanted.
Scarborough, nice way to lay off there by Heckathorn. Good basket by Scarborough. He's got 12. Matthew Scarborough. There's a drive by Freeman. Nope, can't finish. He gets his own rebound back, puts it up. Nope. Foul call. I hope that's not on Bolton.
That's gonna be, I was thinking that same thing.
Well, did they have him marked for only 3 last time? Maybe this is his
Yeah,
fourth?
they had him for, that's his third.
They got him 33 again? That's, wow, it's got to be at least his fourth. Okay, wow, okay. Oh, that is, okay.
Yeah, so just the third on Bolton.
All right. I had meant to go down and check, but like I said, like you said earlier, we are not official scorebook. I just keep track of it for broadcast purposes, and I've been known to make a mistake at 14. Long rebound comes down. Chadwick chases it down for the Buccaneers and out of bounds.
It's again, Eielson's in good position there. He's in trouble on the baseline. You just got to bring the trap over there. And it's just one of those little half steps too many, and you try to influence him with your hips. I can't tell you how many basketball games I fouled out of trying to do that exact same thing. But you can't do it here with 10 fouls. They're, at 13 fouls now.
Yeah, not sure. Owen Chadwick gets his first point of the game.
So 23 is going to check in then for the Ravens.
That's Brandon Pileski.
Freshman going to get himself some time here. In the girls' championship game, Hutchinson High School, when they were down, they checked in their freshman. The freshman scored 5 points.
Yes, she did.
So we'll see if they can provide a spark here. Eielson's freshman.
Gonna have to tally up the free throws at the end of this one. Not sure I'm gonna have time to count all these things, but very good percentage for the Buccaneers right now. There's Bolton on the drive, and he's fouled on the play. I think he's happy to get one go his way here.
Yeah, he's kind of shaking his head. The kid's been battling for sure this whole game, and he was wanting that to go in because he wants the assured two. You have to earn them here. Short, yeah. Came off his hands just a little bit light as 33 will check in. Ike Watson, the senior, listed at 6'3".
And he's got his original jersey back. Someone did the laundry while he was out there. Christian Bolton, scoring-wise, maybe up and down, but is always an impact player for the Ravens, regardless of his point total. So many people put the emphasis on the scores, but probably too much. Speaking of the NBA, right? Don't get me started. James Gordon. Okay, anyway. Led to a real cough. 1 for 2 from the line there for Christian Bolton. Might not have been fair to call out James Harden there. Maybe Russell Westbrook was who you were referring to in that situation. There's a long three for Freeman. No, well, it's out of bounds to the Ravens.
More topographically, I didn't see it because we were here, all night. But I think they said LeBron broke Jordan's record last night for scoring title, and they thought that maybe it was a lot of shot taking on his part to get himself there.
He's having to do a lot of work to keep these Lakers competitive.
Yeah.
But right here, the score is Valdez 50 and Eielson 35. We are heading into the fourth and final quarter of this championship game.
Yeah, so that third quarter was what we thought we might saw. Ross drew some things up at halftime, brought his kids out, ran some real good possessions, got him climbed in. I think there was close to 7 points there for a little bit. Unfortunately, the technical foul was kind of a deflator of that whole thing. We'll never really know what was said and why in there. But if you want to relive that third quarter, I think we've got another set of photo highlights here for you. So check it out. and some great pictures there again for you. Check out hhsstreamteam.com later. Give us a couple days. It takes a little bit to get those all processed. We end up about 2,000 images that we kind of sort through, and we throw the best ones up for you. But you can check that out. We'll also put the replays of these games up there via YouTube, but we'll wait about a week to do that after these teams are able to get themselves through the state tournament.
Back underway here in the fourth quarter. Ravens have the ball to start with. Scarborough trying to get his way through is fouled.
Yeah, I guess probably what's happened is I haven't been watching Scarborough as much this tournament. Maybe I've been doing different positions that haven't led me to watch him, but that was incredible ball handling for a big guy right there and down the lane and a lot of traffic, keeping his dribble. Impressed with the young man.
Good from the free throw line, too. He's got the first point of the fourth quarter. 2 for 2, Matthew Scarborough.
So 13-point game here, gonna need that big push. They've gotten one each quarter, really, has Eielson. Whoa, pinned it.
Should be goaltending there, I would think. As the ball was up on the rim and backboard is slapped. Not necessarily going for the ball, but we play on.
And Scarborough tried to get a three-pointer to match the two from earlier, but not that time.
Long pass over to Pileski, and the foul will be called on Tyler Labonte.
That's going to be the 7th team foul now on Valdez. So speaking of a way to climb back in a game, if you can get yourself to the free throw line, no time goes off. Let's see if Eielson can climb back in via the line here. Not on that one as he misses the first of the 1-and-1, but it was Rosen underneath there doing well, or Rinson, I'm sorry, that is, forcing the Valdez boys to have to work and not quite get their hands on it, so they throw it out of bounds. Need that good set play. I've been talking about it all game. He's got him in the corner for three. If he throws it to him, didn't. And Bolton will have to be content just to take the long one.
Shot for Scarborough. Fight for the rebound. Pileski gets it out to Bolton. That's punched out of bounds by Watson.
A little surprised Bolton didn't pull the trigger there. He's the main guy in the tournament that shoots those deep threes that you're seeing more and more popularly now.
And Buck's little timeout. Timeout, Eielson.
Yeah, knowing the value of all the possessions here, Coach Ross takes time out to preserve that one as Bolton had just kind of lost his handle on it and was in trouble. So 13-point lead here. A little bit of a tournament preview for you all, just so you know. We will continue action tomorrow. There's 4 games tomorrow. This is a double elimination tournament to the Aurora Conference, one of the 6 conferences. Actually, I think there's only 4 basketball conferences in Alaska.
Correct, 3 AS.
Yeah, so the Aurora Conference gets 2 seeds to the state tournament. So this is obviously an important game because this is your region or your conference champion here. But you have a chance tomorrow. Gets really exciting in the winner-go-home game. You know, that second-place game. Boy, you want to talk about people really fighting for their lives, especially your seniors. You win, you get another week. You get to go to Anchorage and do all that fun state stuff. And if you lose, you don't. So you're going to definitely want to tune in tomorrow for all of that exciting action. We'll have 2 games early, which they will determine who gets to play into that state play-in game, which will be tomorrow afternoon. We'll have the official times for you here in a little bit, but we'll get back to action.
There's a big misconception that there's a anticlimax following the championship game. That is not true. Those guys have a lot to play for tomorrow. We've got Ekathorn on the rebound there. Got 3 teams for the boys, 3 teams for the girls, vying for 1 spot tomorrow. We know who most of them are, but not all of them, because this game is yet to be decided. Still 6 minutes to play in this contest.
You've seen more Eielson than I have this tournament. I haven't seen a lot of threes this game. Who's our?
It's a little surprising. Bolton can shoot them. There it is. Freeman finally getting a field goal.
Speaking of shooting, that one went in real clean.
He is a very, very good shooter. His ankle injury kind of set him back a little bit, but he's getting back into it.
One more quick pass there. If Pileski could have gotten one more quick one off, he had Rinson underneath. Decided to pick it and dribble instead and ended up bouncing out of bounds.
Yeah, went off the leg of Watson. Pass into Scarborough. He can also shoot the three. Seen Dementiev do it a couple times too in the first game, not so much in the second. There's a nice layup there. Good job by Ford to get back on defense.
Pileski's in for Manbusen, who I'm now, as I'm saying it, Manbusen's checking back in here. They need all the steady forces right now. Foul trouble or not, it's time if you're Eielson to make your run.
Scarborough steps back. Oh.
Didn't really get the projection off his legs on that one. Didn't float much on that jump shot. Was a little flat-footed, and the ball ends up coming off flat on that oftentimes.
Manbusen does check into the game. He's in for Pileski. Of course, the loser of this game will have to face the Monroe Catholic Rams, who won their game earlier today against the. Was that Galena?
Yeah, actually, I think you're one game ahead.
I am one game ahead.
They may have to face the Rams.
Oh, that's right. It is Monroe. With the loser of this game will have to face the winner of Monroe and Galena. I was thinking Galena wasn't out of it yet. So a little bit of an advantage there in that they will have all day to rest, whereas whoever they're playing will have a full game underneath them. Scarborough with a basket. He's got 16. Pass too high for Heckathorn, stolen by Scarborough. See if the Ravens can get a little bit of a run going here. And they're going to call the foul on Watson. He wasn't set. He just moved in. I know that that's not popular here, and but you know the truth is, in my opinion, Watson had not quite got himself down in position there.
And my favorite commentary line of all: "The truth is, in my opinion."
Yes.
That's also what they teach you when you go to teacher college and a kid asks you a question. What do you say? Is it, "The truth is, in my opinion, this is how you do it."
Yeah. 1-1 for Brock Renson. Nice smooth free throw shooting style there. This is his first trip to the charity stripe tonight. That's his 5th point. Been averaging 9 a game in this tournament. But
Yeah. They didn't like Rinson talking. Rinson had looked over and made some comment to Labonte. It's almost a retaliation thing, you know. The first guy makes the comment and doesn't get in trouble, and the second guy makes a comment and does.
well, although I'm not sure how a comment leads to a lane violation.
I think he called delay. Don't they have, can't they call him?
That's a 10-second, but it.
I don't know, that was in 10 seconds.
10 seconds. I don't know. Heckathorn for 3. Nope. Scarborough feeds up to Manbusen. He's got Bolton down there. Nice look. Manbusen to Bolton.
All right, maybe a little run, a little energy here.
That's a 12-point game. There's a lot of time left here, 4 minutes. Coach Wagner agrees. Timeout, Valdez.
You know, Wagner's done this to me for a long time, that I sit here getting excited about games and thinking somebody's going on a run, and then he makes really well-called timeouts to stifle both my commentary and my excitement and to get his team good. That's a fantastic coach you guys have here at Valdez High School. Really strong athletics. Looking around your gym, you're about running out of wall space for banners down here. But it's a good program. Eielson, by the way, and would be remiss to and we don't want to miss mentioning one of our favorite teams to stream is Eielson, because they are a military installation, Air Force Base there, kind of just south of Fairbanks. And on occasion, we get some troops watching from overseas, or maybe watching replays and such. So for all you troops that are tuned in, man, thank you guys for all that you're doing for us, and we certainly are glad to be able to bring you coverage of your boys here and your girls when you're watching for them. We will be streaming graduation as well. Anyone who's interested in the Fairbanks schools, we'll push that graduation out. And in specific, I'd do it if just one military person watched and nobody else. I would put my whole stream on it.
Thank you for those words, Ben, and I'll echo that. Thank you very much for all of our servicemen and women serving both far and abroad and domestically. There's a block. Renson. And
that is a lot of
contact.
Oh, and a good out-of-bounds save.
Yep. Boys, as soon as we were saying, hope they don't get ticky-tack. They did not get ticky-tack.
They did not get ticky-tack on that one, no.
Freeman on the drive, turnaround, fadeaway. Ford.
That was good defensive pressure from Eielson. You fade away, you expect to have more room, but they were still right there.
Scarborough.
Came out flat again. One of his legs going away a little bit. It's been a long tournament for Scarborough.
Up to Freeman. Heckathorn in the corner. Thought about the three, changed his mind again, took it. Nope. Hinkle.
Yeah.
Oh, there's an errant pass, and Bolton doesn't need to chase it down.
For a minute, it looked like he was going to take a dive at it, but didn't. And Wagner's seen enough of that. He didn't want any more of that kind of
I think
sloppiness.
he's wanting some clock to get killed here, and it's not happening. Could be wrong. The bottom, probably not.
So 12-point game here, 3 minutes left in that one. Statistically speaking, and probably their season average for three-pointers has not been yet met by Eielson. So you wonder if Ross in the huddle opposite of the one that you're looking at now is potentially drawing up some, if nothing else, some out-of-bounds sets to drop a three. You don't have to get every single one being a three now, but you need clean possessions the rest of the way, and something, your best three-pointer play wouldn't be the worst thing to at least be planting the seed of right now, as you see Ross really going to work. I, for one, don't like that sit-down rule. I get where you don't want coaches getting technicals and you want to incentivize them against it, but sometimes technical can be easy to get. I don't know that you need to sit down. These guys work long, hard seasons, and to tell them to sit down and do it different just because they kind of got excited about a moment.
In the conference championship game.
Yeah, I don't like that. Anyone from Osaw listening?
I don't think it was the moment, though, that it was called for. I think it was just maybe just the series.
Yeah,
it's still not in any way, obtuse on his part. And so the Buccaneers will go into a ball control mode here. You believe? Maybe, maybe not. They're not. They're still in their motion offense. They do find Heckathorn cutting in for the basket.
Heckathorn, good play there. Haven't been saying his name much after that. First quarter, it was all about him, but might be finish things off here for Valdez if he can. And that one goes long, chased down wonderfully by 35 for Valdez.
That's Heckathorn again.
Oh, that's Heckathorn again.
2 minutes to play in the game. Championship game for the 2019 Aurora Conference. And now the Buccaneers are spreading it out.
This is the other thing I would do if they let me rule the world. I would put a shot clock.
Don't say shot clock. I completely disagree.
Did completely disagree.
Yeah, I'll explain that sometime. There is a foul, as Kristen Bolton learned his spot.
A technical.
What?
We got a technical foul on Renson down here. Yeah. Yeah, I gotta I didn't see it. Maybe Estelle and company, maybe if you're down there. I doubt that you guys got it either. But Rinson and Heckathorn got tied up down here at the end. Other way.
What's that?
Oh, they're going to shoot the free throws first.
Yes.
So Bolton's going to get to shoot his free throws first, and then the ball will go over to Valdez to shoot for their technicals.
That's the thing, as broadcasters, we tend to watch where the ball is, where the action is, because that's where the camera's going to be. So stuff that happens off camera, we really get to see.
I suppose is an interesting note. I don't know if I would do it right now with only 1:29 left, but you guys can rewind live on YouTube as well. So those of you that are watching, if you're watching live, you can actually, same way you'd rewind on any YouTube video, you can click back. That was kind of a neat feature there. If we didn't put it on replay, but you want to see it, you can click back and watch it. Again, I think our camera people are good enough that they were probably following the ball as well, so you might not see much.
Yeah, might not have had the shot. 2 for 2 for Kristen Bolton.
Now, if you really want, you can buy us a $40,000 system, and we can live replay any of our cameras. So that'd be a good donation.
We'll take. You don't have to do that all at once. We'll take 2 payments of 20 grand each. That's fine.
So the free throw or the technical foul doesn't pay off too much there. 1:29 left, 13-point game, and Valdez, a disciplined ball control team, and already shooting double bonus. It's going to be a tough hill here. You're going to need some turnovers and some quick ones if you're Eielson.
Might help to add a little fuel to the fire tomorrow. Put a little bit of a chip on the shoulder if this game holds up the way that it is right now for Eielson. And look, did he go on the sideline? I think he did. I think he dribbled out of bounds.
Now, I haven't been following the boys bracket much, but Valdez has been having quite the run this year. You know, I've heard the murmurs. This is a strong team. They're obviously #1 ranked in the Aurora Conference. So if you're Eielson and you're kind of been having a jumpstart season, you're not taking this as we can't do this thing. You're taking some confidence out of this game because you're hanging with a very good Valdez team.
That's a good call, Ben. That's very true. Yeah, the Buccaneers have had the streaky games, have had their letdowns, so they have dropped a couple. But they are a highly talented team in the Elks tournament semifinal game, playing against 4A Diamond. The Buccaneers were up 16-2 at one point to open the game. They ended up losing in that one. The Diamond pulled together, and it ended up being a fantastic game. But Buccaneers certainly have the talent to go very far.
Yeah, with our home with my home team, the Hutchison Hawks being out, I'm pulling for any Aurora Conference team. I'm pulling Valdez, who looks like they're going to be, they'll be punching their ticket to state here. We're going to wish them absolutely the best of luck. Go take out ACS or any of those other Barrows of the world. And Eielson, of course, with 17.6 left, going to get some more free throws here. Eielson, again, will play tomorrow. I see you pulling out the bracket here, so I'll let you give them the official time.
Well, I just want to say that the Lady Hawks are still in this thing. Hutchison Hawks, the ladies are going to be awaiting the winner of Galena and Monroe. Of course, I know you knew that because we talked about that earlier.
Yeah.
And
the Hutchison boys being out, that is, only. And Hutchison girls, speaking of underdogs, #3 seeded Eielson, as #4 seeded Hutchison Hawks have been having a run. As you get the seniors and marquee players for the Valdez Buccaneers checking out here and getting a standing ovation from a very happy crowd. They're used to winning around these parts. They have built really strong programs, at least for the 13 years I've been here. Valdez is always in the conversation, and the conversation on this one's going to end with another banner on the wall and more nets to cut down for both the boys and the girls.
And Bennett Hinkle, the senior, has his final moment on the Buccaneer floor.
Yeah, nice for a senior to win it on his own court, huh?
Yeah. Buccaneers ladies got fortunate with the same result. Worked hard to get that result. Still fighting for it. Here's Chadwick, comes up with it for the Buccaneers. 5 seconds left. And I think they can just hold it out, and wisely does so. And the final score will be Valdez 59 and Eielson 44. Hard-fought battle. I don't think the final score kind of shows just how hard-fought this was, but it was a great game on both sides. And
Yeah.
tally up the, go ahead.
Sure, it was a game where those runs were just runs of 6 for Eielson were runs of 9 for Valdez, and there was just the run after little spurt after little spurt. The spurts lasted just a touch longer for the Bucks, which ends up with them getting it done and getting their Aurora Conference Championship. So what a fun night for all you Valdez Buccaneers fans. You watched the girls about an hour and a half ago. They win the championship. The boys win the championship as well, so they get to go on. But certainly, Eielson Ravens fans, you got an exciting team here and a team to tune in to tomorrow during that play-in game. They'll be directly trying to play in. But furthermore, might not be a bad thing to mention, there's actually an additional at-large seed possibility.
Exactly right.
Where they can get put into each conference gets to nominate a team that they think maybe should get a shot, even though they didn't get first or second to directly qualify. So Eielson certainly proved that they're worthy of being competitors here. So we'd have to see how all that traces out. Before we do the stats here, I see that you want to see players. So Alyssa has commandeered one of the Eielson Ravens, who she's going to chat with.
So what do you think you guys have to do moving forward going into your Constellation games tomorrow?
Moving forward, we just can't let our emotions get to us, because we're an emotional team, and if we let that get to us, then we don't play good.
Well, thank you so much. You did a good job, and good luck. Back to you guys.
All right, so back to us here, and interesting his comment there. When your coach gets a technical, it almost extends to the whole team, you know. And I'm certainly not saying anything about whether it was a good or bad technical call. We can't hear what was or was not said, but he was unhappy about that. But one thing about that, certainly not a consolation game tomorrow. We call that one the play-in game. So they're going to have a chance to really put things together and come back tomorrow. So statistically speaking, what were we looking at for that one, if you want to go that route?
Sure. We leading the way for the Ravens was Christian Bolton with his 11 points. Actually, I'm wrong. Matthew Scarborough had 16, but Christian Bolton did have 11. We had 5 points for Brock Renson, 4 from Christian Tucker and from DeAndre Ford, and 2 apiece for Jaden Manabusen and Chris Scott for the Buccaneers. They were led by Bennett Hinkle and his 20 points, including 8 for 10 from the free throw line. 13 points from Logan Heckathorn, 11 points from Kyler Labonte, 7 from Jalen Freeman, 6 for Ike Watson, and 2 for Owen Chadwick. We do have an interesting day set up for us tomorrow. I do want to mention, though, that's always a tough interview. You know, all the Buccaneers, the winning team runs off the floor to the locker room, and you want to snag somebody from a post-game interview. Interviewing somebody from the losing team is a tough interview, and I think so. Alyssa did a great job with that, and to his credit, Jaden Manabusen did a fantastic job with those. Those were tough questions, and introspective and honest, and I think he was spot on. So nice job there by Jaden as well.
It's fun to see these athletes, and including the broadcasters and stuff. It wasn't but about 2 years ago that Alyssa got down there and got into a very interesting commentary with a pair of teams. So when I saw her speaking to Eielson, boy, this is live, guys. So and I'm in charge, and so if something went bad there, so major props to Alyssa for doing a great job on that sideline reporting. So I think you got the brackets and some times for us tomorrow while we are waiting in hopes that Valdez will come out of the locker room and we'll grab one of them for you. But in the meantime, here's your tune-in times for tomorrow.
Right, we will kick things off at 10 o'clock in the morning, and we have an exciting game on the girls' side between the Galena Lady Hawks and the Monroe Catholic Rams. And so again, that is Galena and Monroe tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. The winner there will move on to the 5 p.m. game against the Hutchison Hawks. So again, we kick things off at 10 o'clock in the morning for the girls. On the boys' side, directly after the first girls' game at 11:30 a.m., we will have Galena versus Monroe. So we got Galena featured in both of those games tomorrow in the morning. And the winner of that 11:30 Galena-Monroe game for the boys will play the Eielson Ravens, who will want to come back strong after this one. And that game will be at 6:30 tomorrow. There are some activities during the intermission there. Of course, the first game will end right around 1 o'clock, or the first set of games will end right around 1 o'clock, with the next game not starting till 5. So, Ben, I'm not sure what your coverage is going to be of those intervening activities.
Well, you know, it depends on how many donations y'all send. No, we actually have done that, where we said we won't stream with 2 cameras until you send us $50. But no, we are going to try to figure out a way to get over for the cheerleading competition.
A lot of equipment to move.
Yeah, well, we're trying to get 1 or 2 cameras, so I don't think we'll be doing any 3-point shooting or anything like that. But we will, speaking of things we will be streaming, we will be bringing you at the end of the games tomorrow when they do the awards presentation. So if you want to know if your favorite players made it to the all-conference team,
right,
and all of that, that will be streamed. We also are, because I think, oh no, they won't cut down the nets tonight. I was just commenting to my stream team to leave the stream going so we can watch the net cutting ceremony, and then I realized that'd be kind of a funky way to play tomorrow with no nets.
Yeah.
But yeah, we will be streaming, I suppose, the net cutting and the award ceremony then tomorrow after that. So we will have all that action. Again, we're just trying to bring you possibly everything you can. We appreciate you all tuning